Scagz here, back in Hayward, downtown Hayward. You guys ready to make some money? I'm going to talk about an old nemesis, the Scagnettes. It started a little bit after my 18th birthday. I started rolling up, I was playing some junior college basketball at Sierra College, and that was a slick hour-and-a-half drive going 90. Reno was, so I spent a lot of time in Reno, and that's when I was a professional card player, throwing out every single casino in Reno and Tahoe on site. Anyway, I've been battling the boys from Reno for years, and this little segment is give you some strategies. Now, I don't want to give you everything because I've got a curriculum coming out, and we got classes, and we have all that stuff, so I can't give you all the goods, but I'm going to give you a few tips on how to battle the Reno pros, which are like pros everywhere else except in Reno. They're just a little bit tighter. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoy the show. Hey guys, so this is a hand I played in the Peppermill. It was actually a while ago. And so it used to be in Reno. The best game used to be at the El Dorado, and that was the late 1990s and early 2000s. And that was before you had Stones and you had Thunder Valley. So you'd have the Sacramento crew come up on the weekend, and they had some crazy guys. There was some big guy, about 6'10" guy, left-handed guy, and he's always saying, somebody's going to go broke. I don't care if it's me. And that guy, he was just putting in money, man. It was a lot of fun. So whenever you got some crazy players, that always brings out the Sharks. So you also had a lot of good players there too. But this game here that I'm talking about is the 3-5 game at the Peppermill. Apparently now it's just a game 5, one blind. I haven't been up there in a few months, but I played. It was a few years ago. It was a 3-5 game. And basically what I'm trying to demonstrate here is how tight the Reno players are and how you can use that to your advantage. Okay, now it doesn't always work out. And as I say on all these videos, this is just how I play. These are my ideas. Nothing is guaranteed, especially when it comes to poker. We just try to put you in the best position you can and make the best plays you can, the best percentage plays. But, once again, nothing is guaranteed. So anyway, playing a game at the Peppermill, it's a 3-5 game. It wasn't really like some kind of incredible hand or anything like that. It just shows you what my thought process was and why I did certain things and why I do certain things and just how I go about battling Reno pros. Now, I used to say, the Reno pros, why don't they just stand outside with their 2x4 or their baseball bat, and when a tourist gets out of the car, just walk up behind him, clunk them over the head with the baseball bat, take their money, take a couple $100 and go do somersaults, and it'd be a great night for them. Because if they win 200, they're so happy. It's like payday or something like that. And these guys are so brutal. They'll sit around for hours on their rear ends waiting for aces or kings and not play. So a lot of the times you go up there and the game is just horrible because nobody will get into a pot with you. Nobody wants to gamble. And they're all trying to win. They're not there to like us normal people, to try to have some fun, have a drink, blow off some steam, go to Reno for the weekend with the wife and, let her hang out by the pool and play some slots. And, I get my gamble on and, I play my no limit, and then I try to make a little money at the sports book, that type of stuff. No, these guys are there strictly to try to take your money. All right. Okay. And this is how you deal with them. All right. So we had a hand here and dealer buttons here. As you can see, this guy was first. Now he came in, he made it $15. And you might be thinking, hey, like I was playing in a game last night. Or it wasn't last night, but it was a little while ago, and I had queens, and I thought the guy was full of crap, and I went all in. I pushed in $1,000. Okay, so to make a $15 bet when you have queens, that doesn't make much sense. But you have to understand, you're playing with Reno pros. And even that is a big bet. A lot of guys would just muck if he showed any strength at all from early position. Okay, now, personally, I'm putting him on a big hand. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do one of two things. I'm trying to snap him off with low cards that he won't expect because he's going to think I play like him, that I'm a rock and a grinder like he is and I only play high cards. Okay? Or, and that's what happened in this hand, I'm going to represent either a flush or a straight and try to win that way. And that's another way. And, these are the kind of things that you have to do if you want to be successful against the pros. So anyway, pro makes it 15. Okay, his buddy Mucks. What did this guy have? You know what? This guy actually had some stones and he played. Okay, so he played. He called. I like that, by the way. 3-5. This joker mucked. So I'm sitting there with 5-4. I'm calling. I mean, there's no way I'm not calling. I know this guy's on a big hand. This guy here, he likes to gamble a little bit. And this guy to the left of me who's on the dealer button is also a rock. So I'm thinking that, there's a pretty good chance he's going to throw away. Excuse me. And if he doesn't throw away, if he doesn't hit a really strong hand on the flop, he's going to throw away. So what does that mean? That means that I'm going to basically, unless something goes really wrong, I'm going to be playing the rest of this hand in position. Okay? And, once again, with no limit, that's very, very powerful. Okay? But he decides to call, whatever, $15, all right? So I'm 5-4. This guy with some balls here, he's playing 3-5 spades. Okay? I like that. Actually, you know what? That can't be a spade because that's part of my deal. All right, let's just say he's playing threes. That's all right. I like that too because he's trying to snap somebody off. We got queens, okay, and we got a pair of threes. And we're all playing with $15. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 players. All right, we got 4 players, 4 times. So there's $60 in the pot. All right, here comes the flop. And I want to make sure you guys can see this because my camera is kind of funny. Okay. 2 of spades. Okay. 2 of diamonds. Okay. And king of spades. All right, can you guys see that? All right, very good. Okay, so let's take a look here. Wow, he's not going to like that. Okay, but he's going to do what we call in the business a continuation bet. All right, what a continuation bet is, he opened up with 15. He represents a big hand. He's going to act like he's got a piece of that. So there's 60 in the pot. He's going to bet 60, and that's a good play. Okay, this guy here, even though he made kind of a loose call, he's a good player. Just because guys make calls that aren't like perfect doesn't mean. What is this? First quarter? Oh my God, this is halftime. I got some money on the over here, and I'm getting killed. I thought this would be a track meet, and these guys really aren't running up and down like they thought. And then on top of it, they can't make a shot. Get in there. All right. Well, 54. So there's no way they're going to get there. All right. He mucks. Okay. So what am I doing? Okay, this is what I was talking to you about. I'm going to make a play on these guys. I'm going to flat out make a play. Okay. I don't have anything, but I can go ahead and call. Okay. Now, if this guy had a better than a jack kicker, he would raise. He should probably raise anyway, but he just calls. Okay. All right. Okay, I see what's going on here. Okay, just bear with me here, guys. All right. All right, what do we got in the pot? So we got, he's out, 60, 60, 180, 180. So there's 240 in the pot. All right, pair of queens, made a continuation bet. The guy to my left, the dealer, he's got the king, but he has no kicker. Okay, and I'm sitting here, and I'm basically trying to make a play. So here comes the turn. Boom. Okay, doesn't really help anybody except it gives me, what's it give me? It gives me a gut shot. And that's it. Okay, so, but the queens, they know they're in trouble. Okay? There's king on the board. And this guy, he, you know, if he has the best of it, he'll put it all in. But they're very conservative, these guys. And they do this crap all the time. So he just checks it, right? So he's basically telling me that he doesn't have the king. I know the guy behind me, he may have a king, but he doesn't have a real strong king. Okay, I've got a gut shot here. Okay, but also what I'm thinking is I have a gut shot, but if a spade comes, I can represent a spade draw. Okay, so if a spade comes, I can represent a spade draw. All right, I got a gut shot. I know that I'm going to bet and knock him out. The only question is this guy going to call? All right, what's in the pot? What did we decide was in the pot? 240. All right, I'm going to go 200. Okay, a little less than half the pot. I'm basically trying to pick up the pot right here, or I'm hoping for a miracle. 3, right? 4 outs, 8%. This guy here, I was kind of surprised. He called. And the queens, I knew he was going to muck. All right? So that's that. Here comes the river. Boom. Okay. 5. So what do I have? I got a measly pair of 5s. But I either represented, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to represent the flush. Okay, even though there's a pair on the board, okay, I don't have him on that. I think I can buy the pot from him. I don't think he's real strong. So I'm going to make it, I'm going to bet 5. I'm going to make it 600. I'm going to bet basically the size of the pot. Okay, and like I said, this is a Reno Pro. The guy hemmed and he hawed and he didn't like his jack kicker. And he went and he mucked, and I was able to scoop the pot. Okay, basically with a pair of 5s, you know, which is nothing. But what did I do? I represented the straight flush, not straight flush. I represented the flush, and I made an aggressive bet on the turn to take control of the hand from Mr. Queen. Okay, so I was gonna, either way, if I hit the gut shot, of course I'm gonna bet. The only way I was probably betting anyway, the whole way, because I really didn't think the guy to the left of me was going to call a big bet. And that's kind of like knowing your players. It's knowing your players. It's, you know, it's knowing when to bet, how much to bet, knowing what you can get away with. Okay. Now, if I was playing in the game that I play in here back home, I would never try that stuff, because they'll call you straight up with King Jack. These guys, hell, they'll call you with King Deuce, and King Deuce would have been a full house. They'll play King Deuce down here. Okay, I wasn't worried about anybody playing King Deuce in this game, because these guys are rocks. They don't play those type of hands. Okay, so just some more information, some more strategies, and we'll get back to it. Here we go. Back at you, Scagz here. We got BK in the background. Now let me tell you a little something about BK. BK likes to be fed, and BK likes her little dry food, and then she likes wet food. Wet food costs a little bit more money, and BK wants her meals. She eats twice a day, so I got to make sure that I'm out there hustling, making money, and keeping BK fed and keeping BK happy. All right. Oh, whoa! Where's BK? Oh, there's BK. Let me have BK. Yeah, BK. This is BK. She's a little warrior, man. Whoa! You mad? We got to make sure BK gets fed. Yeah. Make sure BK gets fed. All right. So anyway, yeah, that was kind of a weird hand, you know. Took a shot at it, but I knew my opponent. I knew the Reno pros. I knew how rock solid, rock tight they are. Okay. I just knew that if I made a big bet on the river after representing on the turn, that they'd fold. Now, of course, it's not always going to happen, but most of the time it does happen. And, you know, I turned a nothing pot into $1,200 by basically being able to read my opponent, okay, and knowing how the Reno pros play. Now, I play in some games down around here where you try to pull that, and they're going to re-raise you with nothing. Okay, so it just depends. You got to know your opponent. You got to know what's going on, and that's the value of these classes, of these discussions we're having. You know, it's not cut and dry. It's not some book that tells you A, B, and C. It's a feel, and you got to put in the hours. And we're just trying to give you some structure to help you be not a good no-limit cash game player, but a great no-limit cash game player where you can actually make some money at this deal. All right? Okay. Scagz, out.